Welcome everyone to this video, where we'll be discussing the results of the WWE SmackDown episode from December 8th. The show begins directly with the first round of the tournament to determine the next challenger for Logan Paul's United States Championship. Dragon Lee faces Santos Escobar. The two have already clashed at Survivor Series, and the match will last a few minutes. It's worth noting that NXT North American Champion Dominic Mysterio is present to watch this match, because Dragon Lee will face Dominic Mysterio at NXT Deadline. It's a really good fight, lasting significantly shorter than their encounter at Survivor Series, but it's on the same level of intensity and chemistry between the two. The ending comes suddenly, with Escobar delivering a phantom driver on Lee for the victory. Santos Escobar qualifies for the tournament's semi-finals. After the match, Dominic Mysterio gets into the ring and taunts Lee, who is still on the ground, by showing him his championship belt. There could have been an intervention from Dominic, because 2 consecutive losses to Escobar for Dragon Lee aren't great for him. Backstage, Randy Orton meets Nick Aldis. The Viper hands him a check, which is a fine for giving him an RKO last week. Orton takes the opportunity to ask Aldis why he put him in a tag team match with LA Knight to face the Bloodline tonight. Aldis says that Knight helped him last week, and that he also has an issue with the Bloodline, so it makes sense to him. Orton says he didn't even know LA Knight before last Friday, so he can't trust him so quickly. Nevertheless, Aldis sticks to his decision. The GM also notices that Orton's check is for $100,000, while the fine was $50,000. Orton responds, "Oh, that's for next time." Cody Rhodes makes his entrance towards the ring. He thanks all the American troops present in the arena, as well as those watching on television, on behalf of the WWE, as it is a special episode tribute to the troops. A video showcasing previous editions is aired, as will be the case throughout the evening. Before concluding his brief promo, the American Nightmare introduces the U.S. Army drill team who perform on the stage. Following that, we move on to a first-round match in this tournament for the U.S. title. Bobby Lashley defeated Karrion Kross by pinfall. There isn't much to say about this match, lasting less than 5 minutes. Not a bad match, but not overly high quality either. Lashley concludes it with a spear on Kross for the 3 count, earning his ticket to face Santos Escobar in the semi-finals. Lashley is supposed to be a heel, but every other week he receives cheers from the audience. There's an issue with the booking there. However, for this particular night, it can be understood as he is a former soldier. But for his match against Escobar, he will likely have a face roll once again. We'll see how it plays out. It's good to see Karrion Kross back, though, who hadn't appeared in a while.
A quick note to ask you to like the video and subscribe. It's always appreciated and essential for the channel. Thank you so much.
CM Punk is in the ring, and he's hyping up the crowd by discussing the possibility of joining SmackDown instead of WWE Raw, or even the chance of winning the Royal Rumble and headlining WrestleMania next year. He knows that not everyone is pleased to see him in WWE. He mentions Roman Reigns, congratulating him on his reign, but also reminding him who the original Paul Heyman guy was. He acknowledges the other members of the Bloodline, particularly Jey Uso, less so Jimmy Uso. CM Punk tells us that if he has to face the Bloodline, he'll need support, but can he trust someone like Randy Orton? They have a history together, but can he truly trust someone who hears voices in their head? There's also talk about LA Knight, whom he seems to appreciate. Kevin Owens is also brought up. While their relationship hasn't always been good, CM Punk assures that they're somewhat alike, adding, "I don't know who would be comfortable working with someone who randomly attacks people backstage. It's 2023, we can't do that anymore." Did you catch the reference? Because let's remember that CM Punk got fired from AEW for fighting backstage for real. Quite clever, this parallel. He'll repeat what he said on Raw. Everyone welcomed him with open arms except for one guy. He won't give any importance or value to what that person said because he's a whiner. He's obviously talking about Seth Rollins. He's not even the man in his own house, and all he has is a song so the crowd can keep singing it. Next Monday, we'll know where he'll sign, whether it's on Raw, SmackDown, and maybe even NXT, mentioning Shawn Michaels. He's back to finish his story, and his story is to main event WrestleMania. A great promo, and it's crucial that he mentions the WrestleMania main event because we know that's one of the reasons why he left WWE. Later backstage, we'll see him with Cody Rhodes. Both have the same goal, to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. But only one can win the Rumble. He'll also encounter Randy Orton and LA Knight, wishing them good luck for their matches. Once again, a great promo by CM Punk, and you can sense the rivalry against Seth Rollins slowly taking shape, and there's still time before the Royal Rumble, so they need to take it slow. Next up, we have Asuka facing off against Charlotte Flair, but Damage Control is attacked before the match by Zelina Vega, Mia Yim, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi. Hence we have a one-on-one match, noting that once again, Bayley was left backstage. On paper, it promised to be a high-level match but ended up lasting only a few minutes. At the end of the bout, we finally see a significant intervention from Bayley, who arrives to break Charlotte Flair's figure-8 submission. Flair retaliates against Bayley, but Asuka takes advantage of the distraction to execute a roll-up and secure the victory. It appears that Flair may have sustained an injury during this match. Videos circulating on social media show Charlotte Flair being escorted by officials, visibly struggling with her knee and unable to put weight on her leg. This situation is one to monitor closely. We move on to the main event, which pits the team of Randy Orton and LA Knight against Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. It's a very classic main event, but there's no need for extraordinary moves because the audience is simply invested and firmly behind Orton and Knight. A passionate audience already makes for a good match. We have wrestlers who know how to engage an audience, and that's precisely what they'll do during this match. Firstly, we witness Knight's hot tag with the crowd standing and cheering. Secondly, to finish the match, we see Randy Orton's hot tag, and the audience erupts completely. As the match concludes, Knight attempts his BFT on Jimmy, but Orton prevents it by executing his RKO on Jimmy, leading to the final count for the victory. Knight takes it in stride, laughs it off, and celebrates with the Viper to conclude this episode of WWE SmackDown. It's a logical win, and Randy Orton is already racking up wins since his return. Next week, Roman Reigns will make his comeback, and we can expect a big segment between him and Randy Orton, although the build-up to their match will take time, given that the Royal Rumble is still a long way off. In summary of this SmackDown, Santos Escobar and Bobby Lashley qualified for the semifinals in the US title tournament. CM Punk delivered a fantastic promo, expressing his intention to win the Royal Rumble and headline WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair likely sustained an injury during her match against Asuka. Lastly, Randy Orton and LA Knight secured a relatively easy victory over Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. That's it for this video. Did you like this episode of SmackDown? Let me know in comments. Thank you for watching and take care.